An exhibition featuring over 200 never-before-seen and rarely seen works by Jean-Michel Basquiat are being exhibited by the family with a mission to make public his young life. Basquiat, who died in 1988 at the age of 27, left works representing paintings, drawings, ephemera and artifacts that have ended up in the private art collection of celebrities like Yoko Ono and David Bowie.
We curated to every little detail. And these are all things that were inspiration for Jean-Michel. The music that we heard when we were children, the songs that we listened to, the movies that we watched, the TV shows that we watched on Saturday mornings, all of that is incorporated into this exhibition. And a lot of the items that are in the show are original pieces.
Jean-Michel was a very social being also, so he knew a lot of people. And one of the things that's different about this exhibition is that there are people who may have spent some time with him, knew him for a few weeks or a few months or a few years, and knew him in a very specific point of time. And so we are really the only people that can really put some context around that and give the perspective of our family.
The sisters have never taken on a project of this scale. They started organizing pieces in 2017, but felt that they still needed time. But the murder of George Floyd in 2020 motivated them to get off the ground.
I think now is just the right time in order to show a parallel between the voices and the narrative of what's being discussed today and parallel that to what he is saying in his paintings. It is unfortunate that we are still having this conversation, but hopefully people will understand and get an understanding of what Black people experience on a daily basis.
Tickets for the exhibition are available through Labor Day as of now, and an end date will be determined by public interest.
FAP of Cameroon
In basketball, the Cameroonian side, the FAP of Yaounde on Monday, secured a very crucial win against the Cobra Sport of South Sudan by 71 points to 64. The win means the FAP of Yaounde will now feature in the upcoming playoffs in Kigali, Rwanda next month. The American Deshaun Moman pulled up extraordinary jumpers toward the FAP de Yaounde clear 16 points. The FAP played majorly an attacking game in the entire match, while the Cobras ultimately defending but fell short in the first quarter. The Cobras tried to make a comeback in the third quarter, making better progress compared to the first. The Cameroonian side still have a game at hand and will now meet the Zamalek on Tuesday, 19th April. They now stand at the fourth position at 50 points behind Zamalek, Petro de Rwanda and Cape Town Tigers. Trailing by 23 points at the break, the Cobra managed a great comeback but finally failed to reach 7 points of the Cameroonians and will now not see Rwanda next month.
From the Nile Conference,
the Congolese will now try to save their honor after losing against Petro de Rwanda last Monday. The Angolans were once again helped by Yannick Moreira, who gave them 17 clear points and signed their fourth successive win in this competition. The governor of the Central Bank of West African States, also known as Basquiat Tiemoko Meiliet Kone, has been appointed Vice President of Cote d'Ivoire by President Allassane Ouattara on Tuesday. Ouattara further reappointed Patrick Achi to his premier post. Mr. Kone, who has headed the Basquiat since 2011, is also an economist and a well-known technocrat. The position of Vice President has been vacant since Daniel Kablan Duncan resigned on July 8, 2020, the day Prime Minister Amadou Gon Coulibaly died. He also served between 2007 and 2011 as Director of Prime Minister's Cabinet, then as Minister of Construction, Urban Planning and Housing, and finally as Special Advisor to the President of the Republic in charge of economic and monetary issues.
It was a double victory for Kenya at the Boston Marathon on Monday as Evans Chebet dominated the stellar field to claim the men's title, and reigning Olympic champion Jepchirchir backed the women's title. The last time Kenya took the top 3 spots on the podium was in 2012. 33-year-old Chebet spoke of his victory. "I'm celebrating this very much because this is my first victory in a major race and I tried very hard. I went to London and ended up in position 4. I went to Tokyo and earned position 4, so I'm celebrating this day a lot." 28-year-old Jepchirchir, last year's New York Marathon champion, won her Boston debut by taking her 5th victory in a row since 2019 in 2 hours, 21 minutes and a second.
My ticket, I was want to run a streak for running course record, but due to the circumstances that sikuweza kumake, but nashukuru nimeweza kuwin.
Jepchirchir and Ethiopia's Abdel Yeshane, who was 3rd in New York last fall, spent most of the morning running shoulder to shoulder. The Ethiopian's eye wandered from the course and she drifted into Jepchirchir.
Mali has publicized the arrival of new military equipment from Russia. Sharing videos on social media, military officials showed and commented the delivery of 2 combat helicopters and surveillance radars sent by Moscow, praising it as a sign of fruitful partnership between the two nations. Mali's transitional government took power in 2020 and has since been building strong ties with Russia. At the same time, relations with France in the region since 2013 have deteriorated, concluding in Paris' decision to move its troops out of Mali last February. Last month, Mali received 2 Russian-made combat helicopters and radars. Some international NGOs have recently accused Russian private fighters and the Malian army of violating human rights during joint counter-insurgency operations conducted in the country. Allegations Bamako denies, saying no Russian mercenaries are present on their soil and the Russian state is only helping them protect the population.